Hey there guys, what's going on? So, as I talked about my little weekend preview video, which should be the video prior to this one, and go check that out if you haven't watched it already to get an idea of what's coming and what I'm going to be talking about this week. In that video, I talked about wanting to lead off things here in the early part of May with getting caught up on some back to business. Some stuff that took place while I was away doing some other things, not making videos, kind of laying low, hanging back a little bit. And one of the biggest, and probably the most important of anything that I really did legitimately get behind on was Record Store Day 2014. Now, I've only really gotten to extensively see one other Record Store Day, and I think I had made a video on it during that time period for my This Dog Ate My Vlogs channel. So I don't have a lot of experience being around it, but I'm aware of a lot of the pros and cons. Record flipping, records going on eBay, and being sold for double the price, making the person the profit instead of the independent record store, which is unfair because it should be about the independent record store, an actual independent business, which is such a rare thing nowadays. And the pitfalls of not enough releases being printed by these bands or labels that participate. And there are a lot of issues with that, and unfortunately, despite the fact that the numbers do keep increasing and that there's a lot of positivity and growth, these problems still do exist, unfortunately. There aren't enough pressings out there for everybody who maybe wants to get their favorite release, and record flipping is still an oft occurring incident, unfortunately. But at the very least, it's fun to participate. It's great to get out there and be a part of it and know that you're supporting independent business. And I, for one, am first and foremost, focused on doing that. So I was really, really, really fortunate to get out there to this latest installment of Record Store Day. And while it wasn't my favorite batch of releases for this year, and like I said, the same problems are definitely still evident this time around, I came away really feeling pretty satisfied with what I managed to acquire. I thought it was a lot of fun, as usual. They got a lot of bands to come out there and play and really make a day of festivities, which I thought was excellent. So let's get started here, because we are definitely already into the thick of things with the Conor Oberst and Dawes split of $1 Million Bill and Easy Lucky Free. Now this basically is a nice little 7-inch, pretty much what you see is what you get here. Conor Oberst and Dawes covering each other's songs with their own mixes and interpretations. In the bonus songs that I'm looking to, I think, do for this set, I'm probably going to include the cover of Conor doing Dawes' $1 Million Bill. I really like the piano interpretation of it, how it kind of builds up into this bigger splash of instruments and some things going on there. And not to leave out Dawes, though. They do a very good version of Easy Lucky Free. They do great versions of pretty much everything. I love listening to Dawes' stuff. And this is a very timely release, considering that they are heading out on a series of tour dates, actually starting up in a few days this month, which is kind of rare for me to actually have a record that just has tour dates stamped on the back instead of just like information and songs and stuff. But it's very timely for that, considering they're supporting each other, and it's definitely kind of a summer show run this year that would be a cool one to go out and see, a special little collaboration here. And this is just basically what your 7-inch looks like through None Such and Hub Records. Nice little collaboration there. Simple, no download card, nothing like that. But sounds good, looks good, cool covers. Definitely take a listen to that if you can find it out there. And I'll definitely include the Conor Oberst cover of $1 Million Bill. Next up, we have a very, very cool one. This is one that is definitely applicable to me, with Johnny Cash's. This is a reissue of Johnny Cash's his debut record, Johnny Cash with his Hot and Blue Guitar. A couple of really amazing things about this, of course, is just the faithful repackaging and reissuing of something from so long ago, 1957. Has this really cool RSD exclusive label on it with a little bit of a description of some of the songs. First LP ever released on the unbelievably famous Sun Records, known for Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Perkins, Elvis in his early days, and the great Sam Phillips, who led the charge with them. And Johnny was just a lad of 23 years old at the time that this was recorded, and which is an amazing thing to me as someone who just turned 24 within the past week here. And to be making a record and to have songs that you made in 1957, like I Walk the Line and Folsom Prison Blues, and stuff that 50 years later, 50 years on even from now, is going to be, there's such famous, iconic songs of early country music, which is the best era of country music, and just so timeless, so just amazing. And for a guy who's only 23 years old, a guy who was largely a gospel singer, who Sam Phillips kind of, told him to change it up a little bit, and really Sam Phillips molded him in such a way, in such a simple way, with so many songs that were just simple with guitar and bass and things, really keeping it to its spare elements that really made such good on Cash's talents and abilities, that in a way that wouldn't be replicated until so long later, into the 1990s, with the beginning of Johnny Cash's collab with American Records frontman Rick Rubin. And go check out my unboxing videos for American Volumes 1, 2, and 3 to get more of a kind of a history lesson, fanboy gushing about that one. Inside here, we have this pressed on blue vinyl. Pretty nice quality for what it is. Not a real translucent kind of a flimsy, not good, not a quality cut. With the very famous, very cool Sun Records logo in the middle, which I absolutely love. One of my favorite inner logos I think I've seen to this point. And of course, as you just saw, this is the cover, of course, and this is on the back, faithfully, of course, reissued, as I said, and it is numbered 284 out of a total of 3,000 pressings. There actually is not a numbering on this one, but there is on that one, which is very cool. And that's it for Johnny Cash with his hot and blue guitar. And for the last two here, just checking on things again, we're definitely running a little bit longer than I'd like to, but just, bear with me and enjoy the music, because that is the most important part. We're gonna get into the last couple with these couple of soul records. So you gotta get your heart on your sleeve, get your, you gotta be feeling the crooning, the depth of these amazing singers, and just how, if you don't have these in your collection and you want to get into soul music, or you like the old, like the crooners, the guys who could just sing their hearts out, you got to get into these guys. Two men who were so good in their genre, gone so soon, with reissues of Otis Redding's Pain in My Heart and Sam Cooke's final album before his death at 33, Ain't That Good News. Now, with Otis here, we have the Rhino logo, a little torn unfortunately, but 50th anniversary of the debut album from the King of Soul. So kind of a full circle thing, the debut for Otis and the finale for Sam. On Rhino vinyl, 180 gram in mono, includes legendary Otis tracks, These Arms of Mine, which will have to be the bonus song for this one. Security, Pain in My Heart, limited edition of 5,000 copies. This is number 430, and this is the full back cover. Includes Pain in My Heart, You Sent Me, I Need Your Lovin', These Arms of Mine, Louie Louie, That's What My Heart Needs. Great songs. More descriptions of like blues singers and just a general monologue on Otis Redding. And inside here, we've got this on At Go Records, this very nice looking cut here. Very, very good. You hear, you know, these arms of mine come off of this, and it's just like, you know, I wasn't born 50 years ago or in that time period, but if it were possible to be transported back without having been there, it's the kind of thing that sends shivers up your spine and takes you back to a place, no matter what your age is. Also, has a very nice RSD sticker on the bottom half there. And much could be said of Sam Cooke as well, with Ain't That Good News. If you flip on, a change is going to come. Just be prepared to be utterly blown away, absolutely blown far away into the stratosphere. Dorothy, we're not in Kansas anymore, kind of blown away. And inside here, another very nice cut, thick quality, nothing too flimsy about that. With the cut of the record's cover as the inner part there, which is very rare. You don't usually see that with any record, really. They usually print the label or something akin to that. And more great description stuff on the back of this of the record sleeve. Another little RSD sticker that I got to stick on there makes it even more special, I think. We have the description stuff on the back, and maybe include a change is going to come, or just anything from that second side. The second side especially just kills it. It's so good. But that is my summary of Record Store Day, the acquisitions, some of the stuff that I managed to pick up for today, for that day. It was several weeks ago now, but for that day, you know, final word on it, I don't know if like attendance and everything in that regard was what I would have expected, and the process wasn't exactly what I would have expected, but it worked out really well for me. I think they did very well. I don't know if their growth was quite to the level of as much expansion as it was the year prior, but they still experienced some positive gains, and that's all you can really ask for these independent retailers on RSD, and just hopefully everybody out there who managed to get their hands on a copy of something that they wanted really got to enjoy great stuff like Johnny Cash, Otis Redding, Sam Cooke, and even up to the modern day with Dawes and Conor Oberst. So I hope you enjoyed that. Keep it here for more stuff like this, as well as some bonus songs from each of these records, one for each, I think. Perhaps we'll see how that ends up going. Thank you for watching, for tuning into my coverage of RSD 14, and as always, I'm so glad you watched. Tune in, subscribe, of course. Click on the ads to support your poor, silly, foolish host, so you can yell at him or whatever you choose. Throw fruit, all of the above. So thank you for watching this video, guys. Taking the world by storm in 2014. Again, just thank you so much.